Just so I don't gotta think about the music. It's Shiny Month Day 2! If this is your first time seeing this, because we are coming directly from the Disc Only podcast, John rated me. I'm shiny hunting in Pokemon Stadium, which is a game you're not supposed to be able to shiny hunt in. I have done, over the course of the past few months, I've done 2,000 attempts at this. Did I say stadium again? Colosseum. I'm tired. That was pretty early today. Hopefully I can get through these 50 quickly. Battle Revolution. But no, the only way I can tell this thing is shiny is after I catch it. There's a lot of, like, shenanigans, mumbo-jumbo with how it determines if a Pokemon is shiny. Based on the IDs the trainer has and, the personality ID that the Pokemon has. Which is why when they send it out initially, it doesn't appear shiny, and then it will become shiny when I catch it, if it is shiny. There's an 8,192 chance of that happening, though. Stone Steel with 31 months of tier 1 saying, wait a second, didn't I just share 30 months like 2 days ago? Anyway, here's the Shiny Month Day 2. Hope everyone's hunts prove fruitful. Want to bring stuff over from Disc Only, now's the time to do it. Rexor with the 60 months of tier 1. McButts the Crime Dog with the 50-bit saying zipper or vibrator. Evil J. Bryan with the 16 months of tier 1 saying hi, he's Tom. Anime Chick with the 29 months of tier 1 saying day 2 of shiny hunting. Give it up for day 2. I think about this Wii that I'm using. Because the first Wii I had, the fan broke, so it kept overheating. But the, this Wii was parental locked. So I couldn't connect to the internet, I couldn't do anything with it. So I just Googled, like, I Googled initially, like, for Nintendo support to help me bypass it, but then, I don't know why it still says day 1, it should say day 2. But then, I found, apparently, like, the
Nope.
The way that you reset the parental code on there is, algorithmic. So if you enter in, like, if you enter in certain data, so on this site, you can enter in, like, certain data about your Wii, and it'll come back to you with the override code for the parental controls, and that's how I got past it. It has to do with, like, it's 2 values, it's the date and 1 other value. There is a absolutely gorgeous spider on my backdoor window. I showed it off on Twitter, you know, with a filter for arachnophobia warning. But, it's like this black, white, and yellow spider. And she's, pretty spider. Yeah, it's a female one, because the female spiders are always bigger. And her name is Vivi. The letter V twice. So every now and again, I'll just go out there and, like, I think I might have angered Vivi a little bit, because I think in order to get to that spot on the window, she, like, made another web on a different part of the house, and I think I broke it when I was trying to get to the hose for Manatee. What do you think of jumping spiders? Cute, I wouldn't want them to jump at me. I'm gonna see tomorrow if she's, you know, able to survive. Don't forget the prediction, of course. Whoops. They call him Sonic. The economy's gonna be in shambles when I get this. 2 hedgehogs on it. With incredible speed, I keep on moving my feet. If interested, would you like to know the story of why, in my July 24 shiny list, there's a bit of Pokemon Gold in here? It's a lovely one. Go for it.
Nope.
2002. The year's 2002. I'm 12 years old. My older brother's just gone off to college. I'm entering 7th grade, excuse me. I'm entering 2nd grade for the 5th time. It's one of the worst times of my life because I absolutely hated middle school. Middle school was the worst. Zap Brannigan's log, 2002. I was in middle school. Middle school was the worst. I was bullied relentlessly. Not in a physical way, but in a more psychological way. If I acted out, I was sent to the principal's office. The point in my life when girls were confusing. At least in my life. In other people's lives, boys may have been confusing, and in other people's lives, neither of them were confusing, and in other people's lives, both of them were confusing. You know, as we go through the years of like, where I started content creation, I'll try to give, like, little tidbits of what I did each of those years.
Nope.
Year's 2003. Bingo! I've entered 8th grade. Bingo! Not a great time for me either, because it was still middle school, and middle school was the worst. Trisman with 100-bit saying, so July 2023 was not kind month to us all, as in the middle of the month, we come to learn our own Cursed Media special Steel Bouncer had lost his brother alongside an art piece. Alongside an art piece, I felt it would have been nice to gesture to get his brother's favorite Pokemon as a shiny in his favorite game. Which happened to be Typhlosion and Tyranitar. It was a daunting task, but by God, I was gonna do it and did. That's very sweet. I can't remember if you mentioned that you lost your brother last year, but I'm so sorry about that. The Fanfictioner, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Trying to think, because, like, there were times where I'd be, like, obsessed with things at certain points in my life. I don't think Tales of Symphonia was out yet, because that was a big obsession I had at one point in me life. Same with Sonic Adventure 2. The GameCube was a golden era for me. I'm trying to remember when I first played Monster Rancher 2. I think it was when I was around like 2000, 2001, 2002. I remember because I had my best friends were twins growing up, and they brought. There was one night where they brought over Monster Rancher 2 for the first time. Identical, yes, and and like my parents, like I'm trying to remember because my brother must have been in college at that point. I don't know where my sister was. But, and my parents were out for that night. causing, out that night, just like, I think they were going to a party or something, for work. And, we spent a lot of the night playing until we realized that my parents had this giant CD collection. And so we were just like, yo, let's just go through each of my parents' CDs and get like, see what monsters come out of each of them. And the one that always stuck out in my mind was, the 98 Degrees Christmas album gave you a phoenix. Basic Geek with Thunderbit saying, today is the 6th anniversary of my dad's death. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sure he was very loved and that you miss him every day.
Nope.
Shut up, Dell. 2004, I just started high school. Learning how to do high school. I don't remember much of my freshman year of high school. I remember the traumatic parts of school, and that's really it. Oh, in middle school, I kept crying at school dances. Curious, how did you tell your friends apart? The more... So here's the thing. When I first hung out... I first met them when I was 4. So growing up with them for the longest time... I also moved when I was 6, but I still kept in touch with them. Growing up and hanging out with them for the longest time, I was able, like, the longer exposure just lets you pick out the minute differences between people. That's just how it will go. I'll never forget, their names were Niall and Connor, and I could always, and like, there were very, like, subtle differences between them, that I could tell. It's like, and it's really funny because my sister never learned. So like every time they would come over, she'd pull one aside and be like, their names are Niall and Connor, so she'd pull one aside and go, Niall, and he'd go, Connor, and she'd be like, damn it! Never lied just to mess with. We did that a couple times. They were massively competitive with each other when it came to video games. I think that's where my innate want for everybody I'm collabing with to have a good time comes from. Because they would get so heated when we'd play games. Smash Bros. Melee in particular. Toaster Wolf Thunderbit saying, I got the first of 4 wisdom teeth out today on top of some fillings. I go back in 2 weeks for round 2 of 4. Adjusting to a new hole in my mouth is gonna be fun. Yeah, keep that gauze in. As in throwing a controller type of heated? Never, there was some like scuffles. Never throwing a controller though, but there were some scuffles. I mean, you're also just a kind person, Tom. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Villain. Also, I'm glad you're doing well, Villain. I saw you in chat during the podcast. Oh god, did they play Mario Party? Yeah. I remember just like renting games from like Blockbuster and bringing it over to their house to play. So like, that's how I played a lot of like,
Nope.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels of the Roses. Although I own Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, that's who I played it with the most at that point. 2005, entering my sophomore year of high school.
Give us your cash!
This was the year where I started... I'm trying to remember. I didn't really get into theater until my senior year of high school. Because I tried in junior year to do one of the theater things, and I got sick I got sick before I got sick with the flu before opening night. Working off the 500 bit saying, I remember I met a twin pair in grade school, competitive like that. Someone was beating me at fighting games, so I handed my controller to the twin. Hilarity ensued. Oh, no. I don't think of when I started fencing. That might have been sophomore year. Because I remember I started it later than my friends, because they were all in varsity while I was still in junior varsity. The tennis team was so small, I was the only member of junior varsity for the year that I did tennis. You fenced? Oh, yeah. I only ever did a foil. I had like an irrational fear of getting poked in a way that would kill me if I did epee. And I don't think we had a saber team. Fencing was fun though. A lot of like my usual group of friends were in it, so it was a good chance to spend more time with them. Because like the school I went to was in the elementary school I was in for most of my elementary school life because I moved. Was in the town I was in, but it was very small. So when I got up to middle school, the middle school combined two different elementary schools into the students from two different elementary schools into the one middle school. And all of my friends, all of my nerdy friends ended up coming from the other elementary school.
Nope.
So they lived like a town over, and I couldn't see them as much. 2006 was the start of my junior year of high school. It was when the Wii came out. It was when I had to be, it was when a lot of us had to be living scenery in Into the Woods, which was the one that I got the flu for. The Xbox 360 was out. I go over to friends' houses sometimes to play Halo with them, because I really wasn't into it that much, but Halo, because Halo was a fun game. Oh, and middle school was when one of my friends from the other town got me into Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I remember we'd play... I didn't really understand the game at that point, but they'd play Yu-Gi-Oh! In middle school. We would all have our like DSs and whatnot. Was this the chorus trip? No, that was my senior year that I did the chorus trip. Try and revamp some of like my stuff for streaming, at least on the VTuber side. We'll see how that goes, because I want to get like a better layout for that's more like in theme with my VTuber. Played a lot of Wii Sports. I think this was the year that they announced Smash Bros. Brawl as well. It might have been, because they initially slated Smash Bros. Brawl to release in 2007, but it got pushed back to March of 2008. Random question, have you ever used a GameCube as a GameCube controller? You can do that? I know you could put Kirby's Tilt and Tumble into the Game Boy player, and you have to like move the GameCube around in order to get it to work. Here's the thing, Best Buy is not a great place, but I've got fond memories of Best Buy just because it's where I played the Pokemon XD demo.
Nope.
2007, entering my senior year of high school. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl came out. We had a chorus trip to Busch Gardens in Virginia, because that's where I don't know what the details were, but they would hold high school chorus competitions there. So it was just like a fun little vacation that we could do. for that.
Bingo!
Silva Meyer, thank you for the 31 months of tier 1, saying bingo! Hopefully you get that getting Quagsire before you hit 2025. Ha 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 ha. And at that point, I had become closer friends. I feel like I met them more through chorus than anything. Yeah, that is how I met them, because I was still in... I wasn't in the mixed choir yet, because I started chorus that year, so I was in the... Or no, I was in chorus the previous year. In the boys chorus, because that's where you start off for that one. And then the next year you get to do the mixed chorus. So last year was where I met my friends that I would end up doing Smash Fighter with. And we ended up becoming good friends. So, like, on the trip to, Busch Gardens, we had, we would just, like, sit on the, we were on the bus just playing, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl for, like, the entire trip. We had, like, a great time with that. And there were, like, a few stops in the way that we do. Like, we went to Busch Gardens, hung out, like, in the hotel room that we were staying in, hung out on the beach that was, right off the hotel. God, what else? Like, go-karting on that trip. It was a really fun trip. We got out of school for a good few days, for that. We went to Virginia Beach for Busch, because that's where Busch Gardens is. But that was like probably like one of my favorite trips of all time. Plus, I was a senior at this point, and one of the I missed a bit alert message. Sebastian with 100 bits saying, yeah, the 7th is officially is the official anniversary of my brother's death. Official cause was cardiac arrest caused by septic shock. It's only 34, which is the most soul-crushing thing. On the positive side, I got my family and friends alongside the Tommy's community to keep me moving forward and drawing cursed things. Hey, good vibes, man.
Nope.
I forgot what I was saying. I lost my train of thought. Something about school trips, I think. Oh, no, I remember what I was saying. One of the benefits of being a senior in my high school was that if you had study hall for your last periods, then you could just go home. And I didn't get my license until 2008. Super Smash Bros. Brawl came out on March 9th of 2008, which was my 18th birthday. Played it a ton. Like, the lead up to it was incredible. And the other thing, too, is that in the time that I was looking into... YouTube search function works so differently. I would search YouTube every day for, like, new Smash Bros. Content, and in the recommendeds, there would always be this strange little videos that would pop up called Smashtasm. And little did I know that combined with... Oh, I remember a lot about... I just realized something as well. 2004 through 2008, same homeroom throughout, same friend I had there who ended up being one of my best friends in college as well. He showed me a lot of videos that he downloaded from like the internet of like early web series, like Red vs. Blue and Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged. Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged is old. But he came in with an iPod video because he was really into Apple products and would just like show me all that stuff. And then when I was looking into Smash Bros stuff, I found the Machinima series Smashtasm by Shippage. That is the person who makes the Starter Squad YouTube series. And so when I got Brawl, was it before Brawl? I'm trying to remember, like, so the, at some point, I had gotten a laptop that I used for, like, schoolwork mainly. I learned how to edit in my junior year of high school because my brother, while he was in college, did, a closed-circuit TV series at his college. And, he happened to find me a copy of Sony Vegas that he found off the back of the digital truck. that I used for an interview project I did with him in my English class. And so that's how I had the editing software at the time. My friend showing me the web series was kind of what got me into like my love of like web series. I started really discovering more adult anime when I was in high school. That was when because we didn't get Cartoon Network until I was 14. And like, I don't know I can't remember where reruns of like Sailor Moon were playing from, but we had Kids WB, so like I got Pokemon and whatnot. That's what we call hentai, Tom. I'm talking about like what they showed on Adult Swim. Cowboy Bebop, Ghost in a Shell, Inuyasha. That's when I started getting like into those series. Was when I was in high school. And then finding Smashtasm was kind of like the final nail in the coffin, because we had to do something for like a senior project, and I chose to make a machinima. Brawl had the replay mode. I bought a Hopodge DVR that was a Hopodge DVR that was a USB stick with a coax port on the end of it. And when I first got it, I plugged my console directly into it to record. So like all I did was a test recording. God, I don't know why I remember this so clearly. I did a test recording when I was playing Wind Waker. And I tried playing it directly off the capture card, only to realize that those old capture cards had delay. Like 10 seconds worth of delay. I was up the creek without a paddle in that, because I couldn't figure out what to do. And at that point I had a little bit of like audiovisual, I had a little bit of like analog video knowledge at that point. My brother had done editing, he had showed me a lot of this stuff. So I was thinking to myself, okay, there's gotta be a way for me to split the picture. Because I remember we had like we had a few devices that could do that.
Nope.
But I think my brother had taken them at that point. So I was like desperately searching. And the device I found that was able to split the picture the way I needed it to, at this point was already outdated. It was a VCR. Yeah, and the old capture card didn't have a splitter either. It just plugged directly into like the TV source. It wasn't made for gaming. No capture card was made for gaming. Chaos Set, thank you for 41 months. Zero saying I can't think of a funny resub message, so have Tom spin, I guess. It was a VCR that could do... What was it? It did input and output in composite and coax. So I'd plug the game console into the VCR, do the output from the composite into the TV, and the output for the coax into the capture card. And that is how I was able to bypass the delay of those old capture cards. So then what ended up happening after... So then, I was like, great, I'm in. I could do this. I did a few test recordings of... They're gone. Like, a lot of the stuff related to those old like, machinimas and recordings are gone from my YouTube channel, because I started deleting them around the time that, like, copyright was getting serious on YouTube. But I did test recordings of... I don't know why I deleted these, because there was no point. Of, just me fighting against level 9 computers in Brawl. Because, like, I'm trying to think of... My main was Toon Link at the time, I think. And, I was getting together with my friends and, like, discussing, like, okay, how should we go about making... And, like, I'd been on YouTube for long enough, I decided to make a new channel called Tom Kitsune. I had one before that, I don't remember the name of it, I'm pretty sure it was something embarrassing, and I'm glad I'm not stuck with that name all these years later. My friends and I got together and started making, that became just like our summer project as well. Making Smash Fighter. We would like get together and write the scripts, and we would record on my laptop on Audacity. I discovered Audacity through school. Like there was like these pieces just kind of like it all seems like fate when you think about it in terms of like the past.
Nope.
But exactly, Del. But like it's just like all these different pieces I was able to assemble. We used Audacity for audio recordings in school. I still use Audacity to this day. Zachary311 with 71 months of tier 1. So we had my old like Logitech headset with like the microphone on that and Audacity, and we would just like go to each other's houses. Myself, Seth, Josh, and Mitch would go to each other's houses to like record and like script write and whatnot. And aside from like a few things, I would do most of the character acting in Smash Brawl myself. And it was so hard to do that too, because you could only get different camera angles in Smash Brawl. I mean, it's still the same now, but you can only get different camera angles in Smash Brawl from the replay mode. So I would have to like act it out, you know, go into the replay mode, get the right angle I needed for that particular shot, and record it. And it's like, and like, you know, it was such a pain in the butt to do that. Oh man, what else am I trying to say here? Because there's like a lot that like went into that. I don't remember what grade I got in that senior project. I honestly don't know if I actually graduated from college or not. They let me walk. I don't know what my grades were. But anyway, going back to the Brawl Machinima stuff. We had to do like a live action section for the first episode, and I hadn't planned out anything for like the later episodes. But we did the live action segment for it because you know the characters, which were just us, get sucked into the game. So in order to like sort of like build up different like usable skills, my high school had like a closed circuit TV station where they would do like a news report for like morning announcements. So one of my friends who was part of that, I can't remember who it was, I think it might have been Seth, was able to sign out the camera for that, which was like for its time, it was a fairly high-end camera. You know, it was still capturing in like 720i or whatever. But, you know, we made it work, and we actually had a little bit of, I wish I still had that footage.
Nope.
We had some behind-the-scenes stuff where we were like, where we were recording like what exactly we were like trying to do with it. And Josh was gonna be, because we were like, okay, you know, like favorite characters like play as them, and it was like Mitch chose Pit, and Seth chose Toon Link, and Josh chose Meta Knight, and for my, I don't think she was one of my favorite characters at the time, but I also like the idea, cause, you know, haha, so funny nowadays, a guy trapped in a girl's body. Very clearly it aged poorly. So I went with Zero Suit Samus. And for the Meta Knight stuff on Josh, for the Meta Knight stuff with Josh, we wanted to give him an effect on his voice. For the mask that Meta Knight wears. And I didn't know anything about doing, like, sound editing on the computer. So we tied a colander to his face and tried that, and it changed nothing. We tied a metal colander to his face to try to make it sound more metallic, and it just did nothing. It muffled it a little bit, and that was it. And it didn't sound good, so we just opted not to do that. There was video footage of that. I wish I still have that footage. Yeah, but yeah, we did. Smash Fighter ended up being more or less our summer project. I would like play D&D with my friends. We'd hang out and do other stuff. We'd play Yu-Gi-Oh. They got me into, like, more JRPGs. Seth, Josh, and Mitch were the ones who introduced me to Tales of Symphonia. And then at the end of the summer of 2008, I think we had either just finished episode 4 or episode 5, but I had to go off to college. So I started doing, so we had to like, we had to get like, so we had, so like I was able to, I had breaks and I would come back home to Connecticut from time to time, and that's when we would get like a lot of that done. I think they ended up emailing me a lot of their voice lines after a while. But it wasn't until I was in college that I got the first episode, or the first season of Smash Fighter done with its 6 episodes. And then for that year, I went to the University of Dayton in Ohio, because that's where my brother and a bunch of my cousins went. And at the time, I really wanted to get into voice acting, and it's like, well, there's no real major for that, so just go with communications. So I ended up going to school for communications. You went to UD for 1 year, yes. I was part of their, I was part of like the nerd club that they had there. I still have the hoodie from that, where it was like the Greek letters for Psi and Phi, which was really clever.
Nope.
That was fun. Yeah, I remember that, because I remember I originally had my roommate voice a character in, or voice do a what is it? Do a narrator thing for one of the episodes of Smash, for the to be continued portion of episode 6 part 1 of Smash Fighter, and then ended up replacing it with me doing a Dragon Ball Z narrator impression. He did a Christopher Walken impression. I think it was a little bit hurt that I took him out of that. It was around this time that we realized that Shippage got signed on to Machinima to do, to just like basically make Smashtasm and like make Smashtasm, make Machinimas for them and earn money from it. So like everyone in like our friend group there who was like part of doing like the Smash Machinima group was kind of like trying to figure out like, oh, how do I, like we're all going to Ship, like, oh, recommend me for a Machinima contract. Recommend me for a Machinima contract, and he got pretty sick of that pretty quickly. But in 2009, no, it was what was it? I can't remember what it was called, because it wasn't called a partnership at the time. It was like a director thing. It's called, I can't remember exactly what it was called. I think I got it. I think I released episode 6 of Smash Fighter on Machinima because it was their director program, I think it was called, because it wasn't their partner program yet. YouTube partnerships were still pretty like, were fairly like stingy at the time still, where only like, they were still trying to figure out the monetization for YouTube at that time. Ads were barely a thing. And only partnered channels had ads at that point, which Machinima was. So people, so I posted Smash Fighter there. I started doing other Machinima projects, and then going into 2009, I think I lost a year of my life in 2000. No, there was one summer I lost the entire summer to Team Fortress 2. Like, I did nothing that summer except play Team Fortress 2.
Nope.
It probably wasn't that summer, though. But then in 2009, I realized I wasn't happy at the University of Dayton, so I transferred to the school that my homeroom friend from high school went to. In Fairleigh Dickinson University was my alma mater. I ended up graduating from that in 2012. But yeah, I went there. I continued doing Smash Fighter Season 2 for a bit. It ended up being such a pain in the butt because the project had grown so much in terms of like voice actors, because like you know, oh, you have to have different voice actors now for, and you know, whatnot, for it to be good. And around that time, I started learning about Smash Bros. Hacks as well. So I was able to get like a lot of different camera hacks, be able to freeze stages at certain points or get certain effects at certain points that I wanted them at on stages. So I started like Smash Fighter Season 2, and it just ended up being too much of a hassle to balance that and college at the same time. So I mostly worked on more like one-off projects. You know, Smash Fighter Season 2 and a bunch of those other projects I'm not necessarily proud of, but you know, they were paying the bills. It was a side gig, so I had money while I was in college, which was super helpful. When I let me see. I want to find a different one here. Let's do the Weight of Life. The only video I've ever have to break 1 million views was a Minecraft machinima I did called Job Interview, where a creeper is applying for a job. A creeper is applying for a job at a convenience store, and like the manager's trying to figure out how to turn him away without making him blow up. And then it's like the little like heartfelt thing about them about like, you know, him kind of like getting over his what's it called? His like racism over like the creeper and whatnot, and him being like, you know what, you seem like you're a good fit for the job. I'll give you the job. And he's like, and the creeper's like, thanks, boss. When can I start? And the preconceived notions, yeah. And the manager goes, how about this Saturday? And the creeper goes, what? And blows up.
Nope.
I basically took the joke from every Minecraft parody and used that. That was my only video to break 1 million views. God, I wonder if I owe back taxes on that. But that one, like, that short alone kept me in pretty good money for quite a while I was in college. I would do like, there were also like, while I was doing Smash Fighter, there were like the malfunctioning Eddie energy. I don't even know if I'd seen Futurama at that point. I probably had. But then I focused more on college. I switched my major to 3D animation. We worked primarily in 3ds Max. I was looking more for character animation. Fairleigh Dickinson was not an art school. So going into 3D animation was more like getting into corporate animation, doing things like presentations or like the 3D graphics for like surgeries and things like that. And a few of my projects I posted on my YouTube as well. My senior project was such a cop-out. Like, that's why I don't know if I passed or not. We learned Autodesk 3ds Max, and that's how I really learned to use Photoshop. Autodesk, what was the other one? Was it called Mudbox? It was 3ds Max's it was Autodesk's version of ZBrush. I think it was called Mudbox. Basically a way to get better like textures, more detailed textures on things by like directly interacting with the model. Did a little bit of character animation in that. Made some good friends, played some D&D. Didn't really do many machinima shorts at that point. Well, no, I did do a few Halo Reach machinima shorts in my time at college. I did one in Call of Duty Black Ops, one in Halo 3, a few in Halo 3 and Halo Reach. I had submitted a few things to Rooster Teeth for like their fails of the week. We were big fans of Rooster Teeth in my dorm room. Like, we loved Red vs. Blue. We were so excited when the recollection was wrapping up and like season 9 was about to start.
Nope.
You know, we just, like, we tooled around so much in Halo Reach, because, like, that was the big thing at the time. We all loved Halo Reach. It was great. I didn't play many Nintendo games at that point. Around the end of 2011, I started getting more into, like, Let's Play stuff. So I started doing... So there was, like, one point... I think I saw that Lyle was doing something called the Month of the Empty Wallet. So I wanted to do something similar to that, because 2011 was a great year for games. So I did a bunch of... like one-off Let's Plays. They might still be available. They probably haven't aged very well. Of various games that came out in 2011. The ones I remember specifically, there were 4 of them I remember specifically. One of them I didn't do myself because I didn't have time to do it. So I foisted it off on one of my friends. But I did one-offs of... Oh, okay, 5 of them. I did one-offs of Sonic Generations, The Elder Scrolls 4 Skyrim, The Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, Saints Row 3, and, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which my friend ended up doing the video for that. But I can't remember, was Skyrim the detective one? That was... So I did keep making machinima shorts. I made 2 machinima shorts in Skyrim that I remember. One was the Fusro Da one where it's, well, you know you make me Fusro Da. And then the other one was like a detective noir style that took the joke of getting an arrow to the knee and like framing it as a conspiracy. Which I actually submitted that to a Machinima Film Festival, and they brushed it off as a joke. ...2012 was the year I did my first Let's Play, which was a Portal. Because I remember I did it in my college dorm room, and part of the reason I remember is because there was a horrific scraping noise in my mic, because I was using a wireless mouse. I didn't have a mouse pad, so I had to use my leg with the mouse in order to play Portal, and I dropped my fucking mouse on the ground. So the horrible screeching noise is me backing my chair up in order to pick up my mouse.
Nope.
And then from there, I started doing like more Let's Play stuff and less Machinima stuff. Graduated from college in 2012. Tried to make a Halo Reach series called The Adventures of Team Tom, which was which apparently my friends had a blast doing because I met up, my friends in college had a blast doing because we met up later at one of my friends' weddings, and they were just like, oh, I remember doing that. That was so fun. It's too bad we never made any of it. And like, it was what was it? It was a Halo Reach series, and it was, what the hell, what's the word? It was like self-centered, like lull to random, like self-satisfying bullshit. And like, some of them would require effects that were way outside of my reach. Because I didn't know how to, like, I didn't actually know how to do any effects in it. But we recorded a bunch of episodes, and like they had like a fun time with like the pre-production process of that. That was like a lot of fun. When I graduated, I started like jumping into the Let's Play stuff more often. My parents were worried about my potential future employment, so they basically said, hey, like, it's good that you're doing this, but we don't think it's good in the long run for you to like support yourself. So like, you can keep doing it, but you should also get a job on the side. So 2012 is when I started working at GameStop. And that's how I got a lot of gaming news around that time, and like played a bunch of stuff that I liked. Really excited for the Wii U when that was when you know, for that year. Oh yeah, I played a bunch of Rayman Origins too, so I was really excited for Rayman Legends come the end of come the like the February after the Wii U came out, which got delayed. Had my first midnight launch of, it was either a Call of Duty game or Halo 4 where I told 2 kids to go fuck themselves. Because here's the thing. the other employees at that GameStop made the midnight launch out to be much worse than it actually would have been, so I was so stressed.
Nope.
So these two kids come up to pick up their copy, and I'm just like fiddling with everything, and they make this, they make like this, I don't remember what the wisecrack was, but they like make this wisecrack, and I'm barely like paying attention. I'm just like, go fuck yourself, and like the person I was working with was like, whoa, 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 hey! They were good sports about it, though, because they laughed, looked at each other, and went, I remember what the reaction, because they laughed, looked at each other, and went, did that really just happen? God, what else? It was kind of slow going with the Let's Plays a little bit. I think around that time was when I started doing, like, I did, like, Paper Mario. I definitely upgraded my equipment then, because I had the... I think it was... I'm trying to remember which version it was. Because I had upgraded the Hopog to a different version. And I can't remember if it had a built-in output on it initially. Because it was the one with the blue lights on it. And then they came out with the gaming version of it. Which had the green lights on it, which could output component, or which could accept component. And again, I don't remember if it like that one. I'm pretty sure had an out a pass through output, so I didn't have to worry about the delay. And then. I think 2012 or 2013 was also when I got into streaming. Because I think I still have highlights. It must have been, because I was playing Nintendo Land. It might have been 2012, actually, because I was playing Nintendo Land. Because one of my highlights goes back to one of my stream highlights on my YouTube channel goes back to when I was, like, playing Nintendo Land. And you could tell this was when, like, capture cards weren't quite at the snuff in terms of the... It must have been when I got the HD PVR. Because I was playing the Wii U at the time. But it still had delay. That might have been the Elgato. No, it definitely wasn't the Elgato. I remember it was definitely still the Hopog. Or Hopog, whatever you call it. But... the... What was it?
Nope.
I lost my train of thought. I was using the Hopog to stream. It must have had either had an HDMI input or I had a special cable for the Wii U that did composite or component output for wanting to stream on there. But I remember I had a Nintendo Land. One of my very first stream highlight is a Nintendo Land one, where the audio is way behind what I'm saying because of the delay on the Hopog. Let me read some of these alerts before I continue on with my fucking life story. Galactic Baron with the 8 months of tier 1 saying, this is the game that never ends. Tristan with Utterbit saying, 2014, the year my family moved out of our old home and into a new rental in a new town, went to a new school and basically had to redo, had a new redo on my life. It was one of the greatest years of my life. I'm really glad that's the case. Croc Hunter 8 with the 47 months of tier 1 saying, 2019, the year I subscribed to you and watched your Sunshine Let's Play. Ah. Tristan with the 4 bit saying, looking back on the old Discord chat in July 2023, it put into perspective why I was so into Shiny Month. That was the month, was not a very fun month for some, and my shiny luck, despite being jokingly frustrated at, seemed to have brightened the chat today in some way. And I feel like that's why I did it. In a way, I was a sparkling light in the dark month of July 2023, and I take a humble honor in that. And I'm glad that it ultimately became a new tradition. Indeed, I'm glad it became a new tradition as well. I'm trying to think. My I reached around 20,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel in like 2013 going into 2014. I'm trying to think of like what I played a bunch of different games on my Twitch at that point. I also did was doing like multiplayer series of co-op games. I did Borderlands with Drew. I can't remember if we never finished Borderlands 2, I don't think. I can't remember. I know I finished Borderlands 2. I can't remember if I finished Borderlands 2 with Drew. You know, played Minecraft with a few people and, you know, did a bunch of stuff that way. 2013 wasn't very, I can't remember it being very significant. It was the year of Luigi. 2014, I had known a bunch of people in like the machinima community for a while now, so I knew like, mainly Smarty. Smarty was like out of like the people in the derp crew, Smarty was the one that I really like knew. So 2014 was the time where, when Mario Kart came out, and I started playing Mario Kart regularly with Chilled Chaos, with like Chilled Chaos and Galm, and Smarty and Z, and anybody else we had. I wonder, when did I get the 3DS capture card? It must have been fairly soon after. It must have been in like 2012 or 2013 because I Let's Played Pokemon White 2. Which, God, that was so nice because it just like, because it was a straight pass through to the computer, and it was, God, it was so easy to use, and it was like the only capture thing I had. It was the only capture device I had that didn't have delay at that time. I probably upgraded. I still had the Hopodge in 2014 because I remember I got so angry at it because it kept crashing my computer. To the point where we had to scrap a recording because the people I actually don't remember if they scrapped the recording, but they were like kind of like getting angry at me because I basically like was shouting like fuck Hopodge and like they make the worst capture cards ever, and they were like, and we were sort of in like that business-minded transition period of like whoa, we do not want to what was it? We do not want to like burn bridges with companies here. Smarty's probably the reason I'm here. Yeah, he did a lot of stuff. Derps Against Humanity. Insult a sponsor and poison a relationship. Yeah, I mean, like, they weren't a sponsor, and, like... does Hopodge even still make stuff? I feel like in terms of capture devices, Hopodge's biggest competition are Razer and... or, I'm sorry, Elgato's biggest competition are Avermedia and Razer. The first episodes of Mario Kart, I had like some costume pieces from Gamestop, so I just wore those while playing Mario Kart with them. And the first thing I say in any of our Mario Kart videos is I look at the camera and I go, "Hi, I'm Luigi." I think I did like one video per Grand Prix, because it was just a way to like. Because back in those days, watch time wasn't the metric, it was views. So the more you could, so if you could make like 10-minute plus videos, if you could make 10-minute plus videos, if you basically like the more you split something down while it was still over 10 minutes, the more money you'd make from the views. So after I started playing with them because of, you know, like, I hate saying it's because of this, but it really is. Because I was able to be exposed to more people through Chilled's content, my subscriber count doubled in like 3 months, and I was starting to make some pretty serious money from it. So around the end of 2014, I was started making more money from content creation than I was from my GameStop job. So I was like, hey, I want to I went to my boss and was like, hey, I want to like phase myself out of GameStop slowly, and I want to focus on this other career that I've built for myself. So I took a demotion at GameStop. I started off as like the lowest thing you could be at GameStop, which is a game advisor. Got promoted to senior game advisor in 2013. And then when I started taking off on YouTube more, was making more money on YouTube than I was at GameStop, I was like, can I be, demoted and take less hours while I focus more on this? And they were just, actually, I don't know if I was demoted. I think they just let me take less hours. I think in title, we're doing 2050 tonight, yeah. I don't remember if like I was, no, I did get demoted because I remember I had to use someone else's passcode in order to do stuff that was outside of my pay grade.
Nope.
In that regard. But I took a demotion at GameStop and was only working like 2 or 3 days a week at that point. And like, honestly, like to them it was like it was a to them it was a temporary godsend because while that happened, they essentially had like 3. Usually, because how it usually went was, at least at my GameStop, because it was a pretty small one, we had a manager, an assistant manager, 2 senior game advisors, and the rest were game advisors, with some of the other ones being like holiday hires. And the holiday hires might stay on if that was the case. So yeah, I took the demotion to game advisor. I was working less shifts. But I had the knowledge from when I was a senior game advisor, so I was able to like, so when I was on there was essentially like we had 2 senior game advisors on staff, and we were able to get a lot more done because of it. We had, I'm trying to, oh my god. Speaking of GameStop, I want to get back more into like my content creation stuff during that time, but like I just want to go over like my career at GameStop for a bit. The manager I had at GameStop was fired. I think he still watches these streams, so I'm not gonna say exactly what he was fired for. It wasn't in the long run it was a pretty victimless crime, but it was essentially it was like they just like he was doing something that you weren't supposed to do at GameStop with some of the merchandise, and he ended up getting fired for it. So we were like, okay, cool. Our assistant manager has all of this knowledge. He should get promoted. Well, nepotism struck. And, corporate ended up hiring like a higher-up's brother to be the manager at our GameStop, which essentially boiled down to the assistant manager doing all of the managerial stuff, while our actual manager bumbled around and couldn't get anything done. Eventually, the assistant manager, I was really good friends with the assistant manager. The assistant manager got sick of it and quit because he couldn't take it anymore.
Nope.
When they realized how much the store was falling apart without him, they finally relented and were like, okay, we need to do some restructuring in this GameStop. So one of the senior game advisors got promoted to assistant manager, and then they brought in a manager from a different GameStop to be the manager of our GameStop, and I don't know what happened to the other GameStop. No, I remember what it was. They didn't fire the manager. They didn't fire the nepotism manager. They just switched him to the GameStop they switched him to the GameStop that we got the other manager from. Who funnily enough was the fiance of the assistant manager that quit. I wouldn't call that nepotism. That was just like coincidence. She was great. I love both those guys. It was the assistant manager that quit was Jerry, and his fiance, who was the manager of our GameStop, was Sherry. It was great. But yeah, Sherry was great. She was like one of the best managers I had. She was like, she knew all of like the bullshit that corporate did with like with the unrealistic expectations of our GameStop. Our GameStop was in a town primarily populated by old people. That was between two towns with GameStops that did significantly better than ours. After I quit, the GameStop I worked at shut down. But anyway. So that was like, no, oh no, the other senior game advisor didn't get promoted yet. They brought in an assistant manager who, we had an all-hands meeting at 6 a.m. for some training for some BS that I don't remember they wanted us to push. And the new assistant manager they brought in, none of us could remember what he said, but he said something so, like, god-awful that, like, our manager, like, reported him to our regional manager, our district manager, like, about his behavior. And, like, but nobody could remember what he said.
Nope.
He ended up getting fired, and that was finally when the senior game advisor that had been there for longer than any of us finally got promoted to assistant manager. Manatee sleep woofing. So yeah, then it was like pretty good for a while, except for our district manager riding Sherry's ass over quotas and whatnot. It was a single statement, but I remember it was god awful. Sherry was such a good manager. I felt so bad for her because our district manager was such a jerk to her. But yeah, that was around the time when YouTube started picking up for me. YouTube and I'm pretty sure it was something like ungodly sexist. Like real disgusting misogyny stuff. Trying to think now.
Bingo!
Yeah, and that was around the time YouTube started picking up for me, so that's why I took the demotion. And honestly, like that intermittent time where I like willingly took a demotion and wanted to work on YouTube more was like probably the best time I had in my life. And also 2012, while I was still in college, was around the time that I started getting into Source Filmmaker, because Source Filmmaker was a program that you could only get for a long time through like specific Steam software with like Hammer. It was very like, what was it? It was very difficult to get Source Filmmaker for the longest time. And then they finally released it to the public as like a beta. And so I got a copy of it. I think Machinima helped me get that copy of it.
Nope.
Well, Del, you're from TF2, but you don't quite remember. Hey, we're in the current year. Let's see. And Source Filmmaker is still in beta. Well, now they got Source 2 Filmmaker, if you have Half-Life Alyx. But no, what was I gonna say? What was the first Source Filmmaker thing I put out? It was either the recreation of an awkward zombie comic. I think that's what it was, actually. Was the first thing I put out in Source Filmmaker. But then I started doing TRG animations in Source Filmmaker. And that is how I met John and Tim and Emil and all them. John's much more in tune with like community stuff. So like he was the first one that I really like got to know. It was the first one I did and it was so rough around the edges, that first Source Filmmaker animation I did of them. I forgot what I called it. It was the There Is a God animation. The one with the chance time where Emil lost 2 stars and gave them to John. And I don't remember what I called that one. The Runaway Feud is probably one of my favorites because I feel like I was able to like, I mixed it really well, I think. Yeah, I did a few more of those. I did like a couple of like personal projects. I did a Game Grumps animation. I did a Derp Crew animation. I got scouted by the Creatures to potentially move to Colorado and animate for them. Dodged a bullet on that one. Started streaming more. Started streaming my Source Filmmaker projects. You did a Game Grumps animation? Yeah, in Source Filmmaker. I did the one where they were talking about the capybara Pokemon and staged it like they were doing a show in front of a computer.
Nope.
John's Lucky Break was the name of the first animation. That's right. The Creatures were a YouTube group that like it probably wasn't in an exaggerated sense. The Creatures were a YouTube group that felt like they had problems from day one. But then they... So yeah, I got scouted by them to do Source Filmmaker animations for them. While they had, like, the office in Colorado, which I think was after Chilled and Gassy's time. We have time to kill. You can list every single problem with the Creatures if you want. I don't. There's not enough time in the day. Creatures were a YouTube group. They had a bunch of of problems and issues. A bunch of them ended up getting getting kicked out. Some of them ended up quitting, and then the last nail in the coffin for the Creatures was when their biggest talent, James Uberhaxer Nova, quit the Creatures and made his own Let's Play group with Alex. They made Cow Chop, yeah. And like the Creature slowly got phased out, and then James realized he didn't want to do Cow Chop anymore, so like that ended up dying. A lot of the extended Let's Play family kind of fizzled out. Trying to think of like what else. But anyway, fast forwarding a little bit from like 2014. My parents want to help me out as much as possible with like making this my career. So
nope.
In order to give me more of my own space, so I wasn't screaming my lungs off in my bedroom that's right next to my parents' bedroom, my dad and I built an office in their basement. So I was the mid-20-something-year-old guy living in his parents' basement. But no. So it was soundproof to a point where like not soundproof in the way where it would because I knew nothing about soundproofing, or acoustic stuff like that. So we soundproofed it in a way where noise wouldn't escape the basement as much. We set up like a couch down there. I mounted a TV to the wall. I got a second monitor. I'm trying to think of when I started doing the 2 PC setup, because I think it was, I'm trying to remember if it was before or after I moved to Austin. And that's when I really started like doing a lot more stuff. I expanded more. I was pushing out content. I was doing was it a nice and cool basement? Oh yeah. Oh my god, compared to here, I miss it so much. But I was like expanding on I was pushing out a lot of content at the time. Playing more multiplayer games with the derp crew. Like just a bunch of stuff. And then 2016 was when Pokemon Go came out. I would have loved to have done Pokemon Go content. I remember we could still do Pokemon Go content, but eh. What was it? And that's I gained a lot of weight in college and never really worked it off. I wouldn't say gained a lot of weight, but like I was heavier than I'd ever been after I graduated college. I think right now I'm the heaviest I've ever been. So when Pokemon Go came out, I got like real into it, and I was like, well, dang. I live in the middle of nowhere, and I can't really do much. So basically, like my like, actually, not much has changed, honestly. But my what's it called? My routine was, before Pokemon Go, was to wake up, I ate a lot of Subway. I still eat a lot of Subway, but I ate a lot of Subway.
Nope.
When I was living with my parents. So my routine was I would get up, I'd go to Subway, I'd have like one big meal, come home, and then work for like the rest of the night. And then when Pokemon Go came out, my routine changed to I'd get up, I would put an egg in an incubator in Pokemon Go, and then I would go for a 3-mile run. Then I'd come back, go to Subway, which had Pokestops nearby, because where I would run to didn't have Pokestops either. I'd go to Subway where there were Pokestops, you know, get my food, come back, you know, eat up. I think, like, before I did Pokemon Go, I was doing the Workout Wednesday streams as well. It had to have been around that time, because my ass was huge my ass was huge when I was doing those Workout Wednesday streams. That would have been around, like, 2015 into 2016. But yeah, I would go on those runs, and I went from like 190 something to like 175. Let me see. I want Xenoblade 3 music. Why not? Redeem the Future again. And then I ended up when and like my dad was like, all right, my dad was kind of telling me like, you know, that like, you know, I should probably be working out other stuff. So he and I got into a workout routine together. And that was like the whole like big thing with that. So yeah, I would still go on those runs for like playing Pokemon Go. I was still doing like a bunch of other stuff. Switch came out in 2017. Around that time, I guess it's okay to share this at this point. Flawnberry, think of it 34 months of Prime. At that point, Chilled had been contacted by Rooster Teeth, about potentially joining their Let's Play family. And he was like, well, I work better with other people, so can I have other people be a part of this group with me, and it could be like a whole like group thing. And they were like, sure. So it was, at the time it was me, Chilled, Galm, and Z. And this was like, this is what drove us to like move to Austin, because we wanted to be closer to Rooster Teeth's headquarters at that time. So Galm was already in Texas, so he moved to Austin with one of his friends. And then I moved down. Yeah, I moved down to Austin. I think I was even like doing some stuff a little. No, this would have been after. I moved down to Austin next in August of 2017, and that's gonna stick in my mind forever for two very big reasons. Because one, we timed my move around the same time that the eclipse was happening. So we were in the path of totality while we were moving down. And the other reason was that were you considered an RT employee? No, not in the slightest. I was an RT partner. That'd be the best way to go about it. And the other reason was because a week after I moved to Austin, Hurricane Harvey hit, which was the one that like,
nope,
which is the one that did like massive damage to Houston. And my situation at that time was I was couch crashing with Galm. Actually, one of my most viewed Twitch clips was the first stream I did after I moved to Austin, where Galm takes over Galm like takes over playing for me in PUBG because I had to use the bathroom. So I lived with him for 3.5 months, and in December, like in November and December, Z and I were looking for a house to move in together, because I was just couch crashing with Galm. I was paying like severely reduced rent to Galm. And you know and like. I met a realtor who helped me get this house that I'm in. I've known him for that long. So like he didn't describe it as this, but I will. I was a 6-year investment to him. because I had used him twice to find the houses that I had rented, up to now in the house that I bought. And if I can stay in Austin, I'll probably continue to use him because he's a really good realtor. But then in the beginning of 2018, which was, I kind of wonder actually, when did I start doing the Tom vlogs? It might have been in 2018, like the beginning of 2018, when I first got the keys to the rental house. Friends with realtor dude. I don't talk to him. I only really talk to him when it comes down to like real estate stuff. But yeah, I think I did start the vlog when I moved into that house. Rather when I got the keys to that house, because there's still footage of me in Galm's house before I moved all my stuff over. Because I remember I had like the one vlog of like me at MagFest that year. But then Z and I moved in together. That was a nice house, the one that Z and I moved into. It was a 5-bedroom, 2.5 bath. So Z and I each got our own bedroom and our own office, and we had a guest room as well. Oh yeah, I remember the 2019 MagFest too. So Z and I were roomed together. We didn't really collab that as much as we probably should have when we were roommates, but we did do what's the game about the two guys escaping from prison? The EA game. Well, an indie game that was backed by EA. Sleepy Ash, thank you for the 12 months of tier 1 saying, wahoo, 1 year, to many more, Tom, many hugs. A way out, yes. I think I missed this one. Silver Rock LH with the 8 months of tier 1 saying, hi, Tom. Yeah, we did a way out together. Yeah, and like, you know, we were like doing like things were going like what was it? We were like, yeah, so like that was like a lot of fun during around that time. From 2018 to to the less fun time of 2020 when the pandemic hit was when I lived in that house. Started dating Donna in 2019. This is getting less about, this is getting to be less about my content creation stuff and more into like my personal life. Started dating Donna in 2019. We moved in together in July of 2020. We broke up in November of 2020. And I stayed in that house until March of 2023 when I bought the house that I'm in now. The drunk getting over it stream with Z was a lot of fun. Insomniac Matt with 100 bits saying, I had my turbo controller mashing A for 12 hours and made 4.3 million Pokebucks doing the Ace Academy tournament. I want to see that from the NPC's perspective. Oh my god. So wait, so you just had it like hitting Ace because it would keep like hitting A. When did Manatee come into the picture? March of 2021. Yeah, we'll listen to this. I like this song.
Nope.
As in Donna Bells? Yes. What song is this? 600 AD, Yearnings of the Wind from Chrono Trigger. This page is my own with the 54 months of tier 1. Thank you very much. Probably a few clips on my channel of she and I playing games together, or the time she brought her dog into my office. Because I remember she had a Chihuahua named Baxter, who unfortunately passed away at the end of 2019, and then she got Ridley, who was she looked like this, I can't remember what it was called. Ridley looked like this Greek breed of dog that we found, but it turned out to be mostly a poodle chihuahua mix. But he did the Ridley I love you bit. Because he would howl. Ridley would howl. He was a sweet little dog. We did have one small incident with him where we were playing with him. And I think like one of us was trying to like hand him over to the other or something like that, and he squirmed. And he fell and like smacked his face on the floor. And like he was kind of like stiff-legged and like dizzy for a little while. So like we panicked and brought him to the emergency room. And it turned out he just took like a little bit of a nasty spill and he was fine. He was his diagnosis was owies. He was just a little bit shaken up from the drop, but he was fine. Like the official diagnosis on the paper was owies. Or something along those lines. Something like Boo Boo's related kind of thing. There's a song that taunts me that I want to play on here, but it's from Yu-Gi-Oh, so I don't think it'd be safe for me to. Boo-boos, eh? I think you want that, veterinarian. I'm getting this house set up more in the way that I want it to be. In my upstairs loft, I just mounted the TV on the wall and drilled holes in the wall to feed the cables through, so that way it looks clean on the other side. I've got light set up on there. Let me see. I've got light set up on there. I have a new audio interface there. I have an Elgato Stream Deck there, and I've got one of my old computers out there, but I haven't set up my old computer yet. Are you serious? Oh, no, wait, that's the first time he woke up. Good lord. There's a couple other things I want to do that I'm gonna need, like, help with. Like, I mean, like, physical help. It's, there's a green screen that I have. It's a big green screen. It's like 10 feet wide or something. Love me some Shovel Knight music? Great, this is Silver Surfer. Welcome to the stream, and I'm sorry for calling you out like that. It's just, what if I see a setup like that, I have to follow through.
Nope.
That's what playing tennis has taught me. If they set you up, follow through. If I accidentally reset a shiny, then I'm gonna do the RNG manipulation for it. I see the song I want to play next. Because Hideki Naganuma did a really good job on that soundtrack. Noted Family Guy fan, Hideki Naganuma. 100% from Christmas saying, you know, an NES song is top tier when it has a leitmotif and one of the best Mario and Luigi songs in the final. Oh my god. Is it going to autoplay the next one, or do I need to click on it? I is going to autoplay the next one. Nice. I've got a lot of Hideki Naganuma on my cardio mix. Mainly from what is it? It's Ain't Nothing Like a Funky Beat from Lethal League, and then a couple from Jet Set Radio and a few from Sonic Rush. What's the goal today? 250. Or, sorry, 2050. This is what this is what this is what this is. Don't stop. You don't see that this is what you need. You do that thing where the beat of the music becomes your running pace. I've been doing that less recently, but I tried to do that for a while. It's just that when the pace doesn't like match.
Nope.
With how I should be breathing, I end up going off beat. Getting better though. I can almost I'm almost at the point where I can run a 5K in 30 minutes. And oh my god, like in these early stages of like trying to get back to that point, oh my calves are killing me. Oh my god. What's the worst tasting food you have? Is it something that has to be considered food? How about 30K in 5 minutes? Then I think I'd be, like, the greatest Olympic athlete ever. Worst tasting food ever. I can't think of anything where I took a bite out of it and wanted to, like, throw up. So what do you say, 250 meat? You're going to 2250 tonight? No. The durian wasn't bad at all, no. There are things that, like, I don't like to eat, but I'll eat pretty much anything that's food. I've eaten those snack foods that are, like, bugs to be prepared as food. Yeah, sure, why not? Wrapped in black. Evil J. Brown Wonderbit saying, now I know why I thought the last song was from Solstice instead of Silver. Both games are the same developer, Software Creations, with composer Tim Follin. What was it? It was crickets, which I wasn't a big fan of, not for the taste, but the texture. Eating those crickets was like their texture, like their texture was like that of tree bark. It was like it was like I was eating it's like I was eating a splinter when I was eating those crickets. And then they had what else did that? Because it was a booth at either Kineticon or MagFest, where like this guy was like having some of them. He was offering them to like to somebody who was talking to, and I was like, hey, can I get a bit of that? It was some kind of like caterpillar, I think. Either a caterpillar or like a larva or a worm or something like that. Those were good. Those had the texture of like of Cheetos, of like a nice light Cheeto. Pest control's coming to like do like their regularly scheduled spray. I don't know if I should move because I don't think they spray on the windows is the thing. But I'm wondering if I'm wondering if like the fumes from it would be enough to kill Vivi. I'm wondering if I should move Vivi temporarily. But I think I would destroy her web if I did that.
Nope.
Hey, big guy. Hey, big guy. You wanna hop up here? Come here. Oh, big guy. That's cool, worm. I have no idea. It was a while ago. I forgot what I was talking about. From my experience, pest control only sprays on the inside, not the outside. So they usually spray around around areas where bugs can get in. Well, no, they spray on the outside around where bugs can get in. Vivi is a garden spider I found in my window. She's pretty big. Legs spread out, she's probably about like this big. Her body, just her body is probably around like this big. An orb weaver, yeah. I'm a huge arachnophere, yeah. Understandable. That's why when I posted the picture of Vivi on Twitter, did like sort of like the sensitive content filter over it and put an arachnophobia warning on it. Someone said I should move her, but I'm like, won't they destroy her web? Is it a good idea to infest your house with spiders? I mean, I'd put her in a container, is the thing. If cows are beef dogs, what kind of dog is Vivi? Like dog. Just leave her garden, spiders are harmless. I know she's harmless, I don't want her to die. Cause like I said, pest control is coming tomorrow.
Nope.
Vivi destroys her own web on a regular basis. Well, no, she's outside the window. She's not in the house. I would honestly probably would have killed Vivi if I found her in the house. I'll ask them, like they're like it's not like they just come and do it. They knock on the door first. I'll ask them if they can avoid the spider if they can. Spiders eat their own silk to recycle it. Interesting. But I named it, so what is it? I named the spider, so now I'm attached to it. Spiders do eat their web each morning. Interesting. The only time I'd ever move her away from my house is if I see she has an egg sac. Baby Vivis! Hundreds upon hundreds of baby Vivis! I'll tell you one bug that I haven't given a name to, the cockroach I found in my dishwasher after I had my friends over. Bingo! Casper Stone Nature with the 67 months of tier 1 saying, absolutely no thanks. I've put like some, how did it get in there? I have no idea. I'm like, the only way I can think of of how it got in there.
Nope.
Was either in an opportunity where I had the dishwasher open, it crawled in there, or it came up through the drain. How about filth? I'm not naming the cockroach. I hate that thing. If it was possible, I'd stick Vivi on it. You think Manatee is friendly to cats? He wants to meet cats so badly. But, like, cats don't like him. The problem is I found it in the dishwasher, and then when I found it in the dishwasher, it crawled out of the dishwasher. Where it crawled into, I put some stuff down for it to, like, to eat I put some stuff down for it to eat and subsequently die, so hopefully that'll work. Did it just play the... Oh, this is Act 2. Time to fight. I like this song. And the termites are actually a cockroach. Interesting! I would have figured they were more related to the ant, because a lot of termite, because like aside from the giant head, termites look like ants. What? Hi, Christian. What are you doing in here? Can I help you? Can you come over here? Come here. Can you hop up? Say hi to the chat. There we go. Hi, big head. Hello, thank you for kisses. Thank you for kisses. You got such a big head. And every time I speak, you try to kiss directly into my mouth. Come on, big. Oh, God. You trying to jump up? He just, like, placed his paw on my chest. I'll always be in here, Tom. Paw to chest. E.T. phone home. I saw this one channel, this one YouTube channel of a guy who owns 2 alligators, a male and a female. I don't know, he's not really like down home like southern, but but essentially like he's having a wedding for his alligators soon. One's male, one's female. And like they were building an outdoor pool.
Nope.
Like a small outdoor pool for them, so that way they'd have a place to like bask in like the sunlight, and also at the recommendation of a gator expert. So they're building an outdoor pool for the alligator's wedding, and while they're building it, the guy goes, "Yeah, we gotta build this outdoor pool because these gators are living in sin." I don't know if the female is able to have children. God, I love alligators. Crocs, not so much. Crocs are like the creepy cousin of alligators. But God, alligators are like, to me, alligators are so cute. I think like I have no survival instinct. I think giant deadly animals are cute. Particularly the alligator, the grizzly bear, and the hippopotamus. How are you feeling this fine night? A little tired. Probably gonna go to bed directly after I'm done with this. It is midnight right now. Got 14 left to go, though. Baby alligator laser noises are the best. Hippos are so adorable, but so territorial. They usually can't swim. Because they're so dense, they just sink. So instead of swimming, they just like push off the bottom of whatever river they're in.
Nope.
And have you ever seen a baby hippo? They're so cute. Can you think of any dog breeds that are cuter as adults than puppies? I can think of 2. Corgis and bloodhounds. I think corgis are cuter, corgis and bloodhounds are cuter as adults than they are as puppies. Fun fact, a hippo's hide feels exact same as a blue-tongued skink's. Very smooth and a little bumpy. I work in a zoo, so I know this firsthand. First shiny this trio, shiny Staraptor, nice. When I have a bit more money and like free time, I think I might want to look into getting a pet blue-tongued skink. Because you can get them as pets. The biggest problem I have would be like, you know, one, I don't know if they're social creatures. I don't think they are because usually on the videos I've seen of them, they're pretty solitary. But second, I'd have to learn how to care for a blue-tongued skink. And third, I don't know if they'd be considered exotic pets because they're native to Australia. So good luck finding a vet for it. I know after I moved out of where I lived with Z's new roommate had a pet snake. Here, I can tell you exactly what Manatee would do if he saw the blue-tongued skink in its like habitat. He would incessantly whine and try to like get the angle where he could be as close as possible to it while like pawing at the glass of it to try to get into it.
Nope.
You wanna know how I know this? Because he does the same thing with Tortellini. Chilled's pet tortoise. Always do your research before getting a pet. That's why I got a Shar-Pei, because my family's owned 3 Shar-Peis, so I knew what to expect. He's gotten some FaceTime with Tortellini before. Tortellini was not happy. Manatee loves little creatures and not like in like a hunting way. Whenever we see a frog on our walks, his biggest thing that he likes to do is like smell it, watch it hop, and then try to provoke it to hop. Cause he doesn't even like, he's only like pawed at a frog, like directly onto a frog once. Every other time he's encountered a frog, his strategy is to like boop it with his nose and like sort of like claw and paw like around where the frog is to try to get it to jump. Is Manatee a bear coat Shar-Pei the inspiration for what is a bear but more dog? No, it's just cause like slim down a bear, like slim down a bear and you have a dog. Shrink and slim down a bear and you have a dog. Just looked it up, they're considered exotic. Yeah, so I'd have to find like a specific vet for them. Thoughts on sun bears? They're freaky looking. Ever seen a bear without its fur? They're freaky looking. You ever see a bear? Not like... I think the closest I've seen to like a real-life bear is a binturong. And that was at the zoo.
Nope.
Those are the ones that release a scent that smells like buttered popcorn. You seen a featherless owl? They're freaky looking. A lot of stuff that normally has fur or feathers that doesn't have fur or feathers is always gonna be freaky looking. Ever seen a cat with fur? They're freaky looking. Were any of you here for that, like, unluckiest bear thing I found? Or that I was talking about on Among Us the other night? It was an albino grizzly bear, where the people thought it was a polar bear that had gone too far south. So they tranquilized it, brought it up north. The people up north, the animal rights group up north recognized it as a albino grizzly bear. So they tranquilized it and brought it back south. A different animal preservation group, the one that initially brought him up north, thought he was an escaped polar bear. They tranquilized him and brought him up north. The bear kind of like knew where he was going, so he started making his way down south himself. Oh, it was a TikTok video that was made up and voiced over by AI. Damn it! That's unfortunate. I want to believe! Just goes to show the dangers of AI. Get a pink hairless cat and name it Mochi? Oh my god. I name it raw chicken. Have you seen... My favorite AI videos are the ones that are really janky. I don't want AI to be used to create realistic stuff. I want AI to be used to create funny nightmare scenarios. Have you seen the horrible AI video of the gymnast? It's like, it's so funny. Because it doesn't understand how gymnasts move. When they're doing, like, it's like gymnasts on, like, on the uneven bars. So when they're doing the flips, they just turn into a long, like, double-sided leg and, like, spin rapidly. And there's, like, certain points where they just turn into a butt.
Nope.
There's one I saw, or one of those in that one where she lands off the bar and turns into like 13 different copies of herself. Like Barbie's attached to a power drill. It's exactly what it looked like. Yeah, what's that quote? I want my AI to do dishes and laundry so I can make art, not make art so I can do dishes and laundry. Exactly. There was a Simpsons bit. It was a couch gag from a guest animator. I can't remember what the movie the animator made was called, but he took one of the bits from his movie and had and recreated it with Homer. And now I just can't remember what it was, but it's like your face. What was it? Is like a song. Your sweet voice whispers and I want to sing along. Your features are in tune. Let's sing together and turn every month to June. Your face hums, makes me a happy fella no more. Singing a cappella, no longer lonely. Loving you only. I'm trying to remember the second verse. It's a short song. It's only 2 verses. Is it called Your Face? Bill Plimpton, that's what it was.
Bingo!
Super X, with the 37 months of tier 2 saying, hi, Tom. Wanted to wish you good luck shinny hunting on this good shinny month, so you may find the most elusive quag. Your lips will rhyme with mine. And when they touch me, it's a symphony divine. Your cheeks, your ears, your hair weave me a melody of melodies so rare. Your face hums, makes me a happy fella no more. Singing a cappella, no longer lonely. Loving you only. I like that song a lot. It's a very sweet song. What are the exact dogs for the shiny quag? 8,192 to 1. What's it called? It's called Your Face. What movie is it from? I like the Simpsons version of it because Dan Castellaneta does a great job singing it in his Homer voice. The movie's called The Tune, an animated film by Bill Plimpton. I wish there was a version of it without the sound effects they use in the Simpsons version, but, you know, there's only so much you can do. Give me the raw of Dan Castellaneta singing that song, because my god, it's good. This is Super Soul Brothers doing, Pollyanna. First of all, saying, I know you said it as the real answer, but just answering a question with your face sounds like such a kid insult answer. What song is this? Your Face.
Nope.
Tom singing an event, always my favorite recurring bit that Tom does in Among Us, followed by the Simlish sounds. I'm glad that those are still good after all this time. I feel like as long as I can keep the song repertoire going, it should be fine. Oh, I should sing Your Face next time. Your sweet eyes whisper and I want to sing along. Your features are in tune. Let's sing together and turn every month to June. The Simlish bit racist with junk made me cackle. Oh yeah, everyone seemed to love that. Ending gibberish with actual words is always a good one. Give us your cash! 510 bits from Super X saying, oh, whoops, I misspelled shiny. Words are hard, sorry. I still hope you can finally get your this very rare Quagsire. I'm hoping so as well! Probably not tonight. We've got 8 attempts left, including this one. Research the Simlish dubs for songs in the Sims game for Among Us. There was that one duo that did that did the cover of Simlish Country Girl. And they have lyrics on it, so like it's possible I could sing that one. Well, it's so hard to learn. But sing no thinking dog a dinky burn, golf link down skip it on the stompless nern. Simone, Simone, Simone. Shikimara something, Shikimara thing. Shikimara cram soon thief of the thing. It's a burst of God to keep the death the snur. Shikimara don't this, Shikimara durn. Crumply gurn, cheeky fabby, gurn, cheeky fabby, gurn, cheeky fabby. Crumply gurn, cheeky fabby, gurn, cheeky fabby, gurn, cheeky fabby. I would love to play that song. Unfortunately, it gets copyright claimed as a cover of Country Girl. Drunk Old Lady Gamer saying, did you ever take voice lessons or self-taught? I mean, I took chorus when I was a kid, but I always loved, not when I was a kid, when I was in high school, but I always loved singing and doing funny voices, so I'm more or less self-taught. Don't forget you can get flagged for singing as well. I still remember the Lazy Purple video where he's like showing off old clips. Is he showing off old clips? I think he's showing off old clips from like when he was streaming or something. It was around the time that like one of the things that he showed was around the time that the skateboard taunt in TF2 came out. And he was like, there's something I really want to do right now, but it'll get copyright claimed. And so he put a low pass filter over Superman by Goldfinger. And he's like, it's not me, my neighbor's playing it. Superman by Goldfinger being like, I wonder, like, that's, what would you consider that? Dad rock? Butt rock? Pretty much anybody who played Tony Hawk that's currently in their 30s knows that song. Oh, it is ska, you're right. I forgot Goldfinger was a ska band. Superman. I don't know what the etymology is for butt rock, but like butt rock is essentially like Sonic Adventure 1 and mostly like Crush 40 stuff, like open your heart, live and learn. Man, why can't I remember the name of Sonic's theme from Sonic Adventure 2? It doesn't matter, that's what it is. The lack of caps had me confused for just a second. What's the name of the song? It doesn't matter. Well, no, I think it does matter! It's gonna be bothering me so much! No, it doesn't matter. It does matter, though! Your face! Well, I don't show off, don't criticize. I'm just living by my own feelings. We stepped into an Abbott and Costello bit. Oh dear. Somebody clip that, please. Who's the third strongest? Oreburg in the Central Region, 1920. Now here's a thriving mining town mining out the coal with Pokémon in order to power our fair city. Keep at it, boys. Ever see the boot to the head skin? Oh yeah. One more for Jenny and the Wimp. I mean, Legends Arceus was literally ancient Japan. I'd be down for a Flapper era Pokemon in the US. That's what I want a Legends Unova to be. Like a proto version of Team Plasma that's like a that's like in line with like the mobsters and gangsters of the 1920s. That'd be sick. How long ago did they say that the original dragon fell to Unova in the legend? Because if they do a Legends Unova, it'll probably be based around the original dragon. Like 300 years ago? Damn. I would 100% be down for Legends ZA being what is it? Being an alternate timeline where the reason you're rebuilding Lumio City is because you didn't stop the main character in X and Y didn't stop the ancient weapon in time. Like, they still ended up stopping it, but not without, like, damage and repercussions. So Kyurem is the husk of the original dragon. Would the combined form still be named Kyurem? I don't know. Is it like a nobody situation where the name changes? Kyurem-X. Either way, in Pokedex entries, they tease so many Pokemon that still don't exist. The original dragon Pokemon. Like, technically the Shelder on Slowbro's tail doesn't exist as its own Pokemon. 100% from Evil J. Brian saying, if you could pick any historical era for Pokemon, which era would it be? I'd love to see a Victorian era Pokemon game myself. Oh, like I said before, the like 1920s gangster era New York for Unova.
Nope.
Unbutchered Galar fossils, yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing a Legends game that, cause like, so here's the thing. I feel like part of the reason the fossil Pokemon are rock type is because they're resurrected from fossils. I would love to see a Legends game that takes place in a prehistoric Pokemon world where all the extinct Pokemon that have a rock typing don't have a rock typing unless it like really integrated with what their design was. So like Aurora wouldn't be rock type. Tyrantrum wouldn't be rock type. Cranidos may still be rock types. Same with, it's actually kind of hard with that one. Yes, the typeless Rampardos. Rampardos does still fit with rock. That depends. Are past Paradox Pokemon fossil Pokemon? That's kind of what got me thinking about that. Because imagine if you found if they revived a fossil, Because I imagine it kind of like Jurassic Park, where they kind of like filled in the blanks on the DNA. Especially in Galar. Medieval Galar would be cool. Ooh. Fantasy Medieval Galar with a third unnamed, with the third unnamed legendary hero that uses magic. It would be a yellow wizard dog. We get to see Shieldbert and Swordward's ancestors. We never did get a Zyello. It'd probably be like Zazello or something like that.
Nope.
I like this song, so we're playing it again. Couldn't it be a green wizard dog? Well, it's cyan and magenta, so it'd have to be yellow to go with the CMYK, CMYK theme for their coloring. A Legends, but a Legends game, but it's Galar in the future where the darkest day is happening. Ooh, I like Zyuro. CMYK. Cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. I don't know why black is represented as K, but that's just how that's just how the acronym goes. Because B is blue. Ah. Ooh, Zamarillo would work. Or Zamarillo. Mario! I want to make a game show where the objective, where I play clips from either JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and you have to determine whether or not the clip is from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, based on the voice actor for Sartorius and Dio saying "the world." Black and Japanese and Kuro, but I'm not. If CMYK was like invented in Japan, then that would make sense. Per Chicago Printworks, the K in CMYK refers to key or key plate, which is an old school printing term, referring to the printing plate that would contain the most detail, which was most often the color black. Interesting. I would want a Johto game that would show us what the legendary beasts were before they got revived by Ho-Oh.
Nope.
Presumably they were Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon, but that's the only thing that they were dinosaurs. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure they weren't Raging Bolt, Walking Wake, and Flaming Bulwark, or whatever his name was. And the other one. Raging Bolt and Gouging Fire are both very competitively viable, which is a shame, because I like Walking Wake the best. Everything's either a dinosaur or a robot, exactly. What do you think what do you think is like in terms of it being like a wild departure from the Pokemon it's based on, what do you think is the best Paradox Pokemon in that regard? Iron Valiant, that's a good one. I'd say Slitherwing. Slitherwing is like such a different beast than Volcarona, but it still has Volcarona qualities to it. I love Slitherwing's design. It's so freaky, but it's so cool. Is it even bug? I think it is. It's bug, but it's not fire, right? Bug fighting, okay. Sandy Shocks is probably my favorite Paradox Pokemon. And probably primarily because of the person in my chat who came up with the pun Mad Mags as the nickname for him. Kind of curious about like if Game Freak is bothering to put like hints for like their next games in there, because what I was thinking about was you have Legend ZA, which kind of goes back and forth between this sort of like, which the teaser went back and forth between this like futuristic look and this like look that was written on parchment. Which, and like looking at like the
Nope.
Looking at like some of the Paradox Pokemon in Scarlet Violet, specifically Roaring Moon and Iron Valiant, they take design elements from their from the megaforms of the Pokemon they're based on. What the heck? Let's do Redeem the Future. So the fact that it could simultaneously take place in a past and a future for Pokemon Legends ZA could be hinted at by the inclusion of Iron Valiant and Roaring Moon. Iron Jugulus. I still think they could have been a little bit more creative on the names for those ones. But even in Japanese, all of them have Tetsu in their name, which is Japanese for iron.
Bingo!
Sir Totodile, thank you for the 9 months of tier 1 saying, hi Tom, I love your stream, especially your improv during collabs. Looking forward to more. Thank you. Something else that could have been chalked up to time crunch. That'd be neat. I actually would be really neat if they had like C3POS code names on them. Although I feel like, although they kind of did that with the Ultra Beast, because they designated the Ultra Beast as UB in a number. God, I'd love it if we go back to ore. I don't know what they would do with ore. Hell, a Pokemon Legends game that takes place in ore would be pretty neat. Actually let you wander around the desert landscape.
Nope.
2049, one left. Ooh, a Wild West one? Oh, you ride across the landscape on a Rapidash? You have a partner Rapidash that doesn't fight, is just used as uses transportation. Tristan with Underbed saying, rant time, Brute Bot annoys me for having the Pokeball pattern. There's so many origin stories to the Pokeball in the series, and this one just made me put my foot down. How does a creature said to come from an ancient times have the pattern of a device that's not even remotely conceived during that era? Needless to say, Brute Bot is my least favorite for this reason. The running idea I have for that is that the Pokeball is based on Fungus and Amoongus. Like, they came first. What's Voltorb then? Voltorb is, an apricorn. It's funny because well, here's the thing. Voltorb copied the Pokeball that was explained in Pokemon Legends Arceus. How long did the Pokeball exist at that point? Because I'm wondering what Voltorb would have looked like before the invention of the Pokeball. Voltorb copied apricorns first, then Pokeballs later. Ah. I like how they flipped the script on Hisu and Voltorb and Electrode, where Voltorb is the happy little guy and Electrode is like angry and sad.
Nope.
Last one. That's unfortunate. All right. Get back over to here. We'll be hunting more of this tomorrow as well. I'm probably playing a little bit of a different game. Maybe I'll jump back into Fire Emblem Engage and play a chapter of that. Maybe modern. I mean, yeah, that would make more sense. Right. Oops. We'll start with the fan art, and then we'll look at everybody's shiny what is it called? Shiny Conquer, I'll show this one. You could say, this is censored, you could say. What's the song called? Redeem the Future. Hello, very tiny bug. Need you to get off me and die, unfortunately. Golden Brawl, you rated at the wrong time, but I'll give you your countermeasures. Hit boop. Let's see. Fan art. Starting off with this one with, Nerd Art and Game saying, special fan art for Shiny Month featuring, the elusive pink, decorative pink Quagsire. My own personal John alt, Ditton. Fun fact, Ditton is based on a perfect IV shiny Ditto I found in a raid in Pokemon Shield. Nice! Next up, from Jasper. This was shown on disc only. Visit the Wizard is in a trance. Yep. 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 Related to that, and that's not the one that is censored, by the way. This is the one that's censored from Steel Bouncer. Moving on. Jasper with this one was finishing this up when I heard the phrase Swamp Dwelling Champ, and I thought that's just Quag Champ. It's Quag Champ. Steel Bouncer once again. They said Bubblegum Ice Cream Quag. I don't think it's the licking one. It takes me forever to find the new one. There's one that's shot and dead. Is it the licking one? It might be the licking one. Never mind, I found it! It's next to the tall one. That is horrifying. It's that one right here. This looks like a character, like, that looks like it comes straight out of Binding of Isaac. Finally, from Bubblegum Cal saying, a work in progress of the Shiny Hunters, I do project a Roadrunner-esque scenario onto them. We've got Tom West, we've got Slizzard with his 2 knives, we've got Shroomhilda with the trank gun, and we've got the Quagsire just kind of dodging it. God, the Popsicle Quagsire was scary AF. Alright, Shiny Hunt Showcase, let's see. Oh god, uh-oh. Some of these are having trouble loading. Uh-oh. Discord's kind of pooing itself. It's not loading any new images. Either way, shout outs to everybody who's been having shiny luck during Shiny Month. Someone's got a shiny Quagsire! Yeah, unfortunately, Discord's pooing itself and I can't get the images to load. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna end off there. I'll try to get more of these compiled. It's hard to show some of these off because, like, I'm gonna ask for this just to include, images, and if you could, like, group them together in one image as best as you can, that would be most convenient for me, because, like, like, I gotta load a ton of images from this, and videos are really hard for me to do through Discord onto OBS without, like, revealing things. Right? What should our raid message be? Your face. Just your face. We're gonna raid Evil Toaster, who's currently playing Elden Ring. Give him some of that Tomminess love, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more games and more shiny hunting. Later.